be a little long because Santos coming late, but that's okay. We could, if you want to, we can chop it up in parts when we done. I know how to do that as well. So if it's long, we can make it into parts.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everybody who's joining into this hangout right now. We are live on Sun and Moon channel as well as Bro Sanchez's channel. We've come together here. Santos is joining us in a little bit, but it means that we can talk to Bro. Anyway, on the panel so far, but we're not having many on the panel today because I really wanted Bro and Santos to talk to each other. But on the panel, obviously, we have Bro Sanchez, we have Patricia, and we have Judith. Judith's in Israel, Patricia's the UK like me, and Bro is from America. So hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing, Karen? Glad to be back. This is going to be another classic.
It will. And like you said, you've got a Santos hat on.
Yeah, let me share my screen. You know, I actually went the other day and bought me a couple of fedoras because I do a lot of hangouts, and you know what? I've been wearing fitted caps ever since I was a young man. And I said, you know, I want to step my game up. I'm gonna change my hats. So I got me a couple of fedoras. I'm doing it like that now. You know, fellas, we got to mature at some point. let me chill.
Cool, very cool there, Bro. Just to explain to people who are coming in right now, Santos is coming on in a bit, and what it does is it enables us to talk to Bro first.
Mm-hmm.
In his dapper clothes and his dapper hat.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up because when you're looking fresh like this, you can't sit down. Hey, welcome.
You want to walk around, do you?
Hey, let me tell the people on my side in the chat room, shout out to y'all. Glad to have y'all back. Do me a favor. In the description of this video is a link to the Sun and Moon Group's main channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to it at some point. Preferably go ahead and do it now, because me and Santos Bonacci is going to be doing a lot of collaborations, and they're going to be going down on the Sun and Moon Group. So they're not going to always be double streaming, but they're always going to be streamed on Sun and Moon Group. So subscribe to all of their channels or you'll miss out. Sorry about that, Karen.
Oh, no, that's really nice of you. Thank you so much. Like you, if you understand, we have a main channel called the Sun and Moon Group. Something I streamed, they took the streaming away. I didn't get a strike, but they took the streaming away. And then I got a strike on the second channel because I showed something I wasn't supposed to show. So we had to go to a third channel, which is Sun and Moon United. That's where we stream from. You've got a couple of channels, haven't you?
Yeah, I got Bro Sanchez TV, Flat Power TV, and Bro Sanchez Live will be off of restriction this month. And I will be going back hard over there. Each one of these channels is a different field, different content, different type stuff. I'm gonna just say this before we move on. Flat Power TV is flat earth, globe earth, flat earth updates, is all flat earth, flat power. Bro Sanchez TV is just my main bread and butter where it all goes down. Bro Sanchez Live is more of me addressing in my ratchet ways the black conscious community, the white racist group, pretty much all the social issues is Bro Sanchez Live, me just venting off my chest, ain't trying to be professional or nothing, just straight ratchet. Because we all got different sides of ourselves. I just put mine on different platforms because everybody that like to learn from me don't like to hear me rant. So I make another channel for the rant, you know.
Oh, well, when you've got a lot to say, you've got a lot to say, haven't you?
Oh yeah, and I'm just glad that you have a lot to ask, because the questions that you're asking, it really helps people understand me, especially the Christians that's watching on my end. Karen, let me use this 1 minute right quick to apologize for every Christian on the flat earth. Now, why am I apologizing? Because I want to be approachable. I want to keep unity. But at the same time, I do have to tell the Christian that the Bible and Christ is another form of indoctrination, just like the globe. Now, when I do that, I'm not being divisive. I'm doing it out of love. And yes, there's going to be many debates come after that. Just like when you tell someone the earth is flat, they're going to be hell of a debates after that. So, guys, I'm not no enemy of the Christian. I'm an enemy of the indoctrination. I just want to make that clear before we go.
Karen, I couldn't get back. Yeah, and I think that Santos has the same message as well. You know, whatever he says, he's not bashing Christians like that. It's just that the misunderstanding of it all.
Can I?
And that is. Carry on.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to ask you, how do you bash a Christian? Because I've been accused of that a lot lately, bashing Christians. Oh, look like I'm getting a call. Hold on. I'm sorry. This is a call from, I don't know who to call from. But let me oh, okay, listen, I do have someone to introduce y'all to who've been making a lot of noise on Facebook, and that is a brother by the name of Jamar Milton. I know you had some questions for me, Karen. I was going to invite the brother on. He's a cool guy. He's I
love Jamar.
Jamar Milton, yeah. I'm gonna give him the link.
Go on then.
Yeah, he's the only one that I'm gonna give the link to, because he was dying to meet Santos, and I'm guarantee you Santos would love to meet him. He's he know everyone. Basically, I'm gonna put this, when Jamar get on here, I'm gonna ask him some questions, because let me first say the brother's doing good work on Facebook. And he have a big following on Facebook. He's been doing videos on Mount Meru and the North Pole. There's been some good stuff. Now, there are some things I want to challenge him on. But, yo, I hope he get on the thing so we can question him. I'm glad that you didn't know him. That way, Karen know that he's no troll.
Yeah, you did. It's like you wanted to come on Sun and Moon anyway, didn't you, Judith?
Yeah, I love Jamar very much. Incredible. He's sound like you, bro. He sound like you. He's a great teacher.
Yes, he is. I share his stuff on Facebook, and now I got to get Jamar. We got to get his presence known on YouTube. So I'm gonna be trying to collab with him so I can kind of send some of my folks to his YouTube channel. But you know, we don't agree on everything, but who does? But man, the brother going in, and what I like about Jamar, he's directly from the Black conscious community. Like, the man know Baba Haru and all these folks. So eventually I'm gonna have to talk to him about that, because y'all know how hard I go on the Black conscious community. But I'm open ears. I always tell y'all that.
Well, while he's waiting to add, just because you said like ask you some questions, just so that obviously our channel know and stuff like that. How long have you been into all this flat Earth stuff? When did it kick in for you?
Well, I've been into flat Earth now for about, let's say, 2 years, 2 full years right about now. Probably a little over 2 years. But I've been into conspiracies damn near for all my life. I came out of the womb inquisitive. So, you know.
Did you say also that, because there was a part of it when you said about like this Christian side of things, it was a bit like every Sunday or every day you knew the Bible, you quoting the whole thing. So you were quite religious at one point. It's part of how you grew up.
But when I was religious, the thing that made me a headache for those around me was my inquisitive nature. But you see, when I was young, we was forced to go to church. Before my great grandmother died, it was mandatory to go to church. We lived with my great grandmother a lot when I was talking about a young man. You had to go to church with her. That was when I was a Baptist. Now, at some point in my life, you know, teenage years, all that, I wasn't a Christian. When I started reaching double digits, I was just a normal young man. I wouldn't stop going to church because after my great grandma died, wasn't no one there to make us go to church, you know, and we used to hate going. We just went for her. So when she died, nothing made us go. I didn't never know Christ for myself. I only knew that I had to go to church because my grandma whooped my butt, but I didn't know Christ. So I was a young man. It wasn't until I got in high school till I revisited the church and learned who Christ was and became this diehard Christian. Everywhere I went, I brought my Bible and I was beating them across the head with it. You think I'm charismatic now? Can you imagine me as a Christian pastor? Look here, I was condemning so many folks in the name of Jesus. And look, I was a Pentecostal Christian. So we go real hard in Pentecost. We the worst Christians you want to meet. So what brought me back into the church was a childhood friend of mine who was born and raised in the church. We was in second grade together and we split up after second grade, and I saw him again in ninth grade. And when I saw him, I was like, bro, is it you? We were best friends in second grade. And I haven't saw you in 7 years, and now we meet again in high school. So we were best friends, and he got me back into the church. His name was Michael Watkins. And his family is an awesome family. They're a known family. He's a gospel musician with several albums out, his whole family. The church I belonged to was a huge church. It was part of a huge assembly, international. And make a long story short, my testimony in that church is ultimately what led me out of it. That testimony will take me about 15 minutes to go into. That's why I don't really want to get into it. I did a video on it on this channel, speaking in tongues, my testimony. But to make this thing short, for whatever reason, when you look at the video, you will see that led me out of the church. But what led me in it was fear. Mike came to me. He opened up the book of Revelation. He said, we in the end times, Broderick, I love you. You my best friend. I don't want you to burn in hell. You know, so after Mike got through with this hell fires and this revelation, look, that day we left school, he had already called his daddy and said he want to be saved. We went to the church service that day out to school. And ever since then, I was living in the church, fasting, coming home, telling my mom and brothers, y'all gonna go to hell, mama. You know, I want y'all to come to church with me, preaching to them. That was my life for a lot of years, but I never stopped questioning. After church, I would ask deacons things that would often get me in trouble. I was accused of being, what a deacon told me, he said, young man, you have a demonic spirit of inquisitiveness. When the demon said that to me, when the deacon said that to me, I couldn't believe it.
Whoops.
I'm being too long-winded, but that's basically my Christian.
No, carry on. Carry on.
No, I'm gonna just end it right here. The deacon, right? He said to me, son, you got an evil spirit of inquisitiveness. Now I realize inquisitiveness is a good spirit. That's a good trait. But it's bad when you trying to indoctrinate somebody. You don't want them questioning your indoctrination, because the more they question it, the more it's hard to indoctrinate. So it ain't like I was asking deacons questions because I was trying to undo indoctrination. I was convinced Christ was God. I was asking the deacons questions because there was questions in my head like, where did God come from? Why did Jesus do this and why did Jesus do that? Why was these books removed from the Bible? Why do us Pentecostal people only believe this doctrine? These things will get you in trouble in the church, asking them kind of questions. You know, so asking those questions got me in trouble. But when I found out the church wasn't going to answer them, guess what was coming out and getting big around that time? The internet. So a couple of conspiracy videos broke my trust with the government. You know, you got to keep in mind, I was a veteran. I was in the Air Force. And when I was in the Air Force, Bush was president. So there was a lot of talk amongst the soldiers like, do y'all trust Bush? What's the reason we in Iraq and all of that? So the soldiers was kind of conspiracy theories. So that's something I want to point out. Those people in uniform, they don't believe in September 11th, most of them, but they fighting because they need the money. But anyway, you know,
they don't realize what it's all about, though, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't realize.
Country.
So true, Karen. But you know, what led me out of the church was all of the questioning, and I ran across Ray Hagan. I saw the Council of Nicaea, and ever since then, I was non-Christian. My mission was to open the eyes of other Christians. Then fast forward some years in life, ran across Flat Earth, and man, hey, ain't looked back since. I've been becoming the guy you see now. So I'm gonna stop right there. Obviously, can be more in detail, but I don't want to be too long-winded here.
That's okay.
And just to the people that's new in the chat and new to the show, welcome to the show. I'm here with the Sun and Moon group, and I'm here with Patricia and Judith, and we're waiting on my brother Santos Bonacci to show up, and me and Santos gonna give you guys a great stream. But I'm gonna pass the mic back to the host, which is Karen.
Oh, thank you. Oh, well, I was interested in hearing about you, what you were saying, but there was something I did ask you before, because you were talking about this last Saturday, that basically the mistake is that we've gone male and really the creator is female. And then I said before we came on, well, if there's a mother, who made the mother? And you said her mother or a mother. What did you say?
No, I didn't answer you.
Ah, and you said ask that question, so I've asked it now.
Okay, so you hear me talk a lot about the great mother. And the question asked now is, well, who made the mother? Now, that was my question as a Christian. I wanted to know, well, who made God? And what I come to realize is that what we call the mother or the Most High is really not a human. You see, just like a human can't grasp the concept of infinity, that's just like many would teach you that the earth doesn't have a beginning. But a human can't grasp the concept of not a beginning, because we understand that we was born, we live our life, and we die. That's what we understand. So we can't grasp infinity. We can't grasp the concept of there are no beginnings. And I teach it every day to get us closer there, and I'm gonna continue. But to make this get right to the meat here, we can't grasp the concept that what we call the great mother or the Most High always was. Always was. That's where we get the term Alpha and Omega. Now, the tricky thing about our reality, I say a lot of time that our reality is based upon facts, not beliefs. Well, guess what? The universal reality is founded not on beliefs, but on the unknown. The moment we know everything the Most High know, we become the Most High. In other words, once that raindrop knows everything that the Most High knows, it's now part of the ocean. It's hard to explain. Like right now, if I'm talking to you, Karen, and someone was to download in me right now all of the knowledge of the Most High right now, I would just blow up and disappear, because this cannot hold all of that infinite knowledge. So when you ask where or what or who the Most High is, that's the wrong question. The question would be, what is the Most High not? Where is the Most High not? The Most High is omniscient, because all of the infinite knowledge of the universe exists within the Most High, and you're part of that infinite knowledge. I'm walking information. I'm a walking reference point of the Most High, called Broderick, or y'all know me as Bro Sanchez.
What, because we're all part of it, you mean? We're all part of this consciousness.
Yeah, so the Great Mother wasn't created. They tell you all the time, energy can't be created. The Most High can't be created. The Most High is infinite energy. The Most High does the creating, so it can't be created. And I know that's hard to grasp, but when you understand that the Most High is simply pure darkness, the stuff behind the stars is what I'm calling the Great Mother, what the Egyptians call Nut. And that's the stuff behind your eyelids that you go to every night, and the stuff that we go in and out of existence from. You came from darkness. You're going to go back in the ground. You're going to close your eyes for the last time and go back to that which you came. Nothing can escape this darkness. It's the magnetism that keeps everything woven together, and everything is woven together or sandwiched in between darkness, just like your day is sandwiched in between blinks. We see our reality in clips, in between blinks, in between sleeps, in between lives and deaths. So, and that's the darkness that allowing us to reset. And that's why I tell y'all all the time that the word rest is reset. Rest is reset. Rest is reset, and set is a dark deity dealing with that darkness, where we go and reset that new moon energy, that eclipse energy that blinks and refresh your eyelids with more moisture. It's all about that renewing water. When you blink, you're resetting your eyeballs with more moisture. When you sleep, you're resetting your body and your cells and your brain with rest, so that it can rebuild itself in the sleep. When you die and become reborn, you're resetting the spirit to process. What happens is this: the spirit processes all the information in your lifetime through the brain, downloads it into the invisible mind. The brain, which you can touch, which I can see if I open your head up, but I can't see your mind. The brain is the visual apparatus that processes information for the invisible mind. And the mind takes that information with it for an eternal journey. You never lose that. You're coming here to download information to the soul. And that what you download in this lifetime determine where you go when you leave here. Just like in class, what you learned in 3rd grade determine where you go afterward, whether you go to 4th grade, summer school, or back to 3rd grade again because you didn't learn. But it all happens in and out of the dark. What we see in the light is just a result of what already happened in the dark, no different than somebody can go to a barren land and say, hey, man, ain't nothing on this land, and come back in a month or two and see trees growing, because they couldn't see the seeds that was in darkness that was planted by the planter. They can see the result of it now when they see the huge tree growing, but that information was hidden. What you see is just Johnny come lately. I can have a vision in my mind of a great painting. That's the original copy. What I'm putting on the canvas, that's the second duplicate. That's why you can burn up all the Mona Lisa pictures, but it'll still come in and out of existence because you can't burn up the idea what exists in the darkness, which is eternal. But I'm gonna turn it back over to you, Karen.
You just start getting into it and then you stop.
Yeah, I reached the point.
I just want to say that I've had a message from Santos, so hang on, I'm just going to go and look.
And to Jamal
he says he will join as soon as he can and he can't wait. That's Santos.
Okay. Shout out to Santos Bonacci. He will be joining us in a few.
Cool. I'm just messaging him back. And
Bro, you want to say something to Jamal?
Yeah, I'm waiting on Jamal.
Yeah, me too. Big party for my soul. Big party.
Shout out to you, Jamar. If you're listening, I sent you the link in your email. Just click it whenever you want to join. Other than that, I'm going to let Karen ask any more questions she want to ask while we wait on Santos.
Just asking you then, so that obviously people on listening to the Hangout or the channel or whatever, what suddenly brought you even to, like, excuse me, what the vagina bit, you know, like getting that far? What was it that made you shift from, I know flat earth comes into this, but what made you really go from all that kind of indoctrination, the religion and all that, and that way, to seeing completely differently? And the fact that obviously in religion it's a male figure, whereas you're talking about a female figure.
Well, how did I go from basically patriarchal to matriarchal? I started waking up, and flat earth did have a big part in that, because all flat earth cosmology for the most part, when you go back, is matriarchal. But simple stuff like we say Mother Nature, Mother Earth, man and woman both come from the womb, the mother. So that darkness we talking about is equivalent to the woman, and the light is equivalent to the male. And when you think about darkness and light, well, there's more darkness than light. It's not equal. When you look at a yin yang symbol, there's more darkness than light on the yin yang. It's not 50-50. It's like 60-40, because the darkness outlines the whole symbol. So there's more darkness. The white is actually enclosed in the darkness, just like Geb is enclosed in Nut, just like a baby is enclosed in a pregnant belly of his mama, and just like we're all enclosed and capped inside of the night sky, which is a dark womb of creation. So everything in our reality is matriarchal, and nature is talking to us when we see a man and woman sexes both come from the woman. She's given a very divine role in our reality, and that's the reason all of the ancient cultures that came out of Eden were matriarchal, because what exists at the North Pole is a giant womb. All life that you see on this earth comes from out of a womb. The womb is the portal and the gateway in and out of existence. For animals, for insects, for plants, you name it, this is the doorway of this place. The woman is the portal. Her body is the default template. And the purest thing, when you talk about a clean slate, that's what the Most High is, pure consciousness. Shout out to Flat Plane, Mr. P. What is the Most High? When we talk about less is more, that's what the Most High is. The Most High is simply darkness, silence, stillness. And because of that, we can have this reality that we have. So just to be short and wrap this up, The Most High is the founder and the foundations of our cosmos, meaning the outline. If the creator created this creation, the creator